Hey everybody, it's Armin. Today we're going to be doing hood louvers for an NB Miata, a Mazda Speed specifically. So we got this here, we got our template from Singular Motorsports, got our 3 hood louver pieces, we got our left, our right, and our middle. So this is a 3-piece setup. It's a little more complex than the other ones we've installed, but it comes with a template. We're just going to go through the usual process. First we're going to clean off the hood, get it to the best condition we can for applying the vinyl, and then center the vinyl as best we can. And then cut the plan out. So we're gonna start out. Let's go and clean it up. Okay, the hood's clean. Now we need to find 12.5 inches from the front. We'll worry about center here in a minute. So 12.5 is here. Which means we're gonna start about there-ish. Now, of course, like I said, we need to find center. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna throw a couple of pieces of tape on here. Alright, today's video is brought to you by Lazy Dog. My mom got me a birthday gift card to Lazy Dog, so that's what we're using today. So first we're going to take this and we're going to flip it over on the edge here. We're going to open this up. We're going to cut away the material. This our best we can without cutting the hood up. Uh-oh, as my template tries to run away. Quarter. 11 1/4. That's it. Okay, after much deliberating, now we've come to the conclusion that's where it needs to be. Okay. What a mess. Now with our handy dandy squeegee, we're gonna put all this water in. Okay, we finished getting this template on here. Really important you take your time. Notice how I went through several rounds of measurement and checking for centering to make sure it was in exactly correct position. So I'm satisfied with this position, and I hope I'm satisfied with this position because now it is definitely stuck on there. So what we're going to do now, we don't need this tape. We're actually ready to start our cutting. What I've found is that it's easier if you go ahead and punch the spots where you're going to be drilling out now, because they're going to be really hard to do after you cut all the material out. You lose all the structure and it's really hard to drill against them. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of those, and then we're going to begin with cutting out all the slots. After we cut out all of these, we'll flip it over. We'll figure out what we need to cut in order to make them breathable. Okay, we finished the top side cut now. Weird thing, this thing has like a little hole in it. I'm gonna show you. I don't know what's going on. It almost looks like a rust failure or something, but it's like extra thin material. Doesn't matter, that's gonna go away. So what we're gonna do now is flip this thing over and start cutting the back side. I'm also gonna pull out the actual vent units, and we're gonna just see how big we need to cut in order to fit these. So obviously this structure and part of this structure is gonna be forefit. If I remember correctly, I usually cut straight down the middle of this. Let's get my pen out. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I do all of my front cuts, or the top cuts, using the small grinder because it won't induce a lot of heat and it's not very aggressive. When we're doing the backside, we're not as concerned about how it looks. We're going to use the more aggressive wheel. Now that we've got these large cuts out of the way, we can go back and we can smooth out edges and do whatever contouring we need using either the small bit or, as I've shown before, the aluminum cutter, the aluminum grinder bit. But we're pretty well done with this. I'm just going to put it aside in case. So it looks like all these surfaces are pretty good. I need to do this one and this one, and then we can proceed with installing all the rivets. Now deburred all the holes. All the edges are nice and smooth. The holes line up. Let's go ahead and start sticking on some of this rubber stuff. Then we can bend and rivet on the actual louvers. So I'd like to point out this hole right here, these two holes right here, and that one on the far side matching this one. We need to cut back the rubber on these because the hole is too close to the rubber. It actually overlaps. That's going to be a problem for our rivet. So I'm just going to give it a little snip there. Okay, so I like to glue these edges down because they'll like to flop up, especially on these sharper edges like these. These edges right here are really sharp, so they fold upward and they'll like to pop out. And they're really hard to reinstall after you put the louvers on. So now that those are all glued up, I've cut these edges, we're ready to go ahead and bend up the louvers. So I got my louvers here, I'm gonna go and start bending them. Right now we're at everyone's favorite part, the last part. Neither of these in the back grabbed, so I'm gonna have to take those back out and redo them. And the ones that they supplied us are shorter than the ones I'm using, so it definitely wouldn't have worked. Well, I'll go ahead and stop recording here since we've achieved our objective. We got the whole setup installed. What I'll do now is I'll go back and I'll fix those rivets doing exactly what I just demonstrated. But this is how it came out. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email, give us a call here at the shop. We'd be happy to help you. If you'd like a set of these louvers installed, we can do that as well. And I also can custom design you a set of louvers if you like. Have a nice day. Thanks.